horoscope reading. Okay, so in the situation position for Cancer for February, I picked the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is all about weighing up every situation you find yourself in this month, okay? Whether it be your career, your family life, your love life, it's all the bullshit is getting cut out, okay? It's gone. Okay, it's like any relationships that aren't working, they're over, any friendships, any business you're in, this is the month for you to really get logical, okay, and weigh up in what it is you want in your life, okay, and what it is you don't want in your life anymore, and you're ready to make some key decisions in relation to this, okay. You can see that this is the divine's way of saying, okay, Cancer, now is the time to start cutting out the dead wood from your life. Now is the time to start facing up to the things that you have been refusing to face up to for possibly a long time, okay. And the Ace of Swords is, you can use this can be good for when you want to repair damage, okay. If there's been friendships or things where stuff's happened, it's an opportunity for you to basically be rational enough to say, okay, enough's enough now, and I'm not gonna I'm gonna bury the hatchet. I'm gonna do what needs to be done. It doesn't necessarily mean going back to the past, but it means you're logical enough to if you've done something, if you've wronged someone, if you've done something and you need to own your shit, this is the month you'll do it. You'll step aside, because Cancer tends to get all overflowing in their own emotions, that they forget about other people's feelings at times. They forget that they're not whiter than white, and that they too can hurt people's feelings. But the Ace of Swords sees you being very objective. If an apology is in order, you will definitely be willing to, use the reef on the sword to reach out and apologize and say, the divine is giving you almost like the key this month to really weigh up situations, okay, to weigh up whether you're getting what you're worth in your career, to weigh up whether the relationship you're in is the right one, to weigh up whether, in past relationships or in friendships or anything that you've had problems with need to be revisited, so you can bury it and put it back, you can leave it in the past and get on with what needs to be done. But the Ace of Swords will see it'll see you being more like a Gemini, Aquarius or Libra this month, where you are more you're very focal, and you're going to tell people how it is, and you're going to be almost blunt in the way that you conduct yourself, and people are going to be quite shocked because they're used to you being very emotional, quite passive, and a bit like that about telling people. But this month we'll see you ready to put people in the place and let them know, look, enough is enough. And there'll be some relationships that will end this month. There will be careers for some Cancers that you will just walk out of. It'll become to a point where you've had enough, okay. You're sick and tired of the bullshit. That is what the Ace of Swords is, okay. It's a sword, but again, it's saying you can either run around spraying the sword, or there's a reef up there at the top, so there may be some things that you need to fix as well, some situations that you can fix this month by being logical, okay, and rational, and looking at it from both sides, because that's it with Cancer. They get so in their own emotions that sometimes they don't see the other person's side, and therefore that's where the problem can come in. But this month you're going to be quite rational, and you'll see everything and everyone as they really are. And this is a great month for you, because obviously you've just went through the Cancer moon, okay, and obviously that's seen things getting ripped away from you. It's seen betrayals coming out, deceit, people who you thought was a certain way ended up being the opposite of what you completely thought. And this month we'll see you basically almost being grateful that these people have done this for you, because it'll change your life. And the Ace of Swords is one of those cards where we see everything logically, and we see both sides. And I think when someone hurts a Cancer, it can be almost like they can wallow for years, they can wallow for months at the thought of, how could someone do that to me? But it's almost, I think, with Cancer, because they kind of think, how could I be so stupid? How could I invest so much to get that back? But this month we'll see you being rational and kind of looking and going, okay, I get that now. Maybe I did play a little bit of a part in that. Maybe I did see that, but I just pretended I never. And you're being a lot more rational, and you're ready to do whatever needs to be done, okay? And it can mean forgiving people, even though you intend to move on. I do think, with the reef at the top, you may decide to repair. you know, some friendships, some relationships, you may decide to say, okay, you know, if this person comes and communicates with you and they own the shit and they don't lie to you and it wasn't a serious betrayal, then maybe you'll be open to it because you'll be feeling quite rational. But I think it's one of them, you'll forgive but you won't forget. Okay, your career sees the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles is all about wrapping up. I think again I'm seeing some endings in terms of career, most definitely. This is going to be a card where with these two you go to the boss and you're like, hey, you know, I've been here for 10 years and I'm still not getting what I'm worth. I've put shitloads of loyalty into this company and yet here I am still sitting in the same position. Either give me a promotion, give me what I'm worth, or I'm walking away. That's what Cancer's going to be like this month. It's almost like you're going to be letting people know that you're no longer willing to invest the time, the emotion, the effort, and get no rewards back for it, okay? And go for it. Do you know what I mean? It's time people started to know that, you know, you respect your self-worth, that you're not just there to be taken from, Cancer. You know, you deserve this, you deserve what you put out there back, okay? And, you know, don't be afraid of speaking up for yourself because sometimes you just can be. This is more the case because for some of you, I think you've been working on a promotion or you've been working on an idea and yet you're still yet to see the rewards, okay? It could be, though, that some of you decide to leave a company in favour of your own self-employment, but you haven't been able to do that yet because you've had to be saving up the resources. But this last pentacle here will see you getting this in February and you'll no longer be waiting, you'll be ready, raring to go. You'll be raring to, and the Ace of Swords is all about communication, you know, communication online, so it could see you doing something that comes down to being online. You know, not necessarily just being online, you know, everything is, but more in the written form. So, you know, a coach, anything which involves communication, a journalist, a freelancer, you know, somewhere where you're basically communicating your ideas to people, teaching people, mentoring people, okay? But you've wanted some kind of, or it maybe you just needed to gather the resources, not necessarily financial. Okay, but you've gathered the resources, and I think as well for some people, for some Cancers, they've learned all they can from this company. They've took all they can, and they're standing still. And the Ace of Swords is like the divine's way of saying, okay, you're standing still now. Are you going to continue to stand still, or are you going to grow a pair of balls and do what needs to be done so you can break yourself away from this situation you're in and move yourself into a new period of your life? Because Cancer loves its comforts, but you've got to know when you know, a comfort becomes detrimental, and if you're in a company where you're no longer growing and you're no longer learning, it's time to move forward, Cancer. And I think that's what it's saying. You know, the 10 is all about completions, okay? It's all about endings, completions, and the 7 is almost all about waiting. Okay, but you're getting tired of waiting now because you're not getting nothing back for it. But the Ace of Swords will see you, it could be generally that you see people as they really are, and actually it could be that some decide to stay with the company they're with because of the loyalty they feel to the people they work with, okay? And it could see that you've been trying to work to better yourself or get a promotion, and that promotion will come this year. So for some it will be leaving, for some it will be staying, but either way there's going to be progress there, okay? But again, with the Ace of Swords, I'm seeing that if don't come to me, Cancer, and say there's been no progress at the end of February if you haven't concretely took the time to go and tell people, look, this is what I expect. It's almost the Ace of Swords as a gift for you this month. You know, you've went through a lot of turbulent changes. You know, things have been ripped away, and the Ace of Swords are saying, okay, now because you went through that, now we're giving you the gift of the gab to be able to go and tell people what it is you expect. Sometimes we have to go through pain. Sometimes we have to be betrayed by people. Sometimes we have to see people for what they really are, so we can open our eyes and break ourselves out of an illusion we've been living in. And that's what the Ace of Swords is for you this month. Okay, and the big focus for you this month is your love life, okay? There is so much going on in your love life, so many possibilities. Again, I'm seeing the Ace of Swords. I'm seeing endings of relationships. You know, it could be that some decide to, once they get logic perspective, go back to a relationship or go back to relationships in the past, maybe. Not necessarily to go back though, because there's no cards apart from one card. That would necessarily suggest that it would be to heal a past, okay? It may be that, you know, at the time, whatever betrayal it was, you kind of lost your shit and you just couldn't handle it, and therefore you kind of just went off on one. And the Ace of Swords would see you going back to communicate to this person, you know, exactly what it is they did, and therefore finding healing. And that's what this is, the reef. It's finding peace after what someone did to you, because a wise person knows, Cancer, that if you go back to a person, okay, anyone can hate someone, anyone can be resentful of someone, anyone can sit there, but all it does is do, you know, eat away at you for years and years, and it makes you bitter and it makes you not want to open up to love anymore. If you, you know, are looking to move on and to move into a new relationship, or to be able to move on and meet someone else, then you need to go and heal the past. Either way, you can wait 10 years to heal the past, or you can accept that you know, by going back and facing this situation and facing this person and speaking honestly to them, and then maybe this person will turn around and say, well, you know, and they'll pinpoint some things to you that you might have, you know, refused to look at or overlooked, and therefore you'll go, you know what, actually, okay. And then that weight that you feel, that betrayal that you feel, will no longer be there. It'll no longer be able to hold weight over you. Okay, so be big enough and brave enough to face the people and the situations that happened around the Cancer moon, okay, which would be, you know, January, I think it was December, January. Be willing to face up to that now, okay, and just accept. And if you do that, you'll be able to move on sooner. Whereas if you don't, you're going to stay stuck, okay, and that's not what you want. The Seven of Wands sees you defending your position in your love life, okay? You're either, again, feeling very defensive. It could see the Cancer man in particular feeling like he's constantly having to defend himself, you know, to his partner. He's constantly have to tell her that, you know, he's not out there flirting with other women, he's not cheating, any of this, okay? And it could be that you get sick of it and you come to a point where you just bluntly tell them, look, you know what I mean, I'm not doing anything and I'm sick and tired. It could be that you've got a partner who kind of tends to run ragged over you and you're tired of it, okay? And we see you this month literally putting them in the place. And the same for the Cancer woman, you know. It could be that you've got a fire sign man, okay, who, you know, is always, you know, doing something, you know, this guy is kind of, you know, it can be options around love. So for the Cancer woman, it may actually be that you're getting sick and tired of him playing the field when he's supposed to be with you, and it'll see you literally telling the guy, listen, enough's enough. The Eight of Pentacles sees you wanting to work on a relationship, okay? So again, it could be that some of you who are already in a partnership really, really want to work on the partnership, okay? And you don't want to give up because you've invested a lot of time in it, okay? And it sees you clarifying this to your partner and saying, look, you know, we've got a good thing going on here, and I really want to bury our differences aside and really work on the potential for the future. The Knight of Pentacles is, I'm seeing for the Cancer woman, a Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn guy, okay? And I think this is who you really, really, it's either you're taking this approach, and this could be for the Cancer man as well, in other words, a slow, steady, stable approach. There's either a relationship come into your life, or the relationship you're in that sees you really wanting to work on this partnership, okay, and put in the time and the effort. And I think you really do want a long-term commitment, and that's what might see some of yous going back to the past to bury the past and deal with the past, so that you can work on this relationship. That either it could be that you've, even though you're in a relationship, you've still got issues from the past with exes that you still haven't dealt with, okay? And that's what this card can be, battling with himself, battling with his demons. And this month it may see you just going to heal the past, okay? It may be you contact exes or people who you fell out with, and maybe you'll even ask them and say, you know, like, what was I like? And maybe, you know, with that Knight of Pentacles, and definitely with the Eight of Pentacles, because you've met someone, or you're in a relationship that you truly value and you want to be better in that relationship, and you know there's no one better that can guide you, an intelligent person does, than a person who was with you before, and a person who sees you the way you will never see you, and then they can help you, especially if it's a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, to be better, okay, to keep that commitment going. It could be that you was with that sign in the past, so a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, and you're with a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius now, or you want to be, and by asking this person, you know, what are you like, how do I interact with this person, they can help to guide you. It could be anything along these lines, okay? But in general, you want to heal the past so that you can really have a partnership of value in the future, okay? Now, for some single Cancers, you've got the Three of Wands, okay? So the Three of Wands is all about, you might be, it may be you're dating someone. We'll start with the single first, okay? Single would mean you've got three hot prospects in love. There's one who you're holding on to who you're really quite sure of, but then these other two may have popped up, okay? And, you know, you may be playing the field and still classing yourself as single, but you're seeing this person, but these other two people are around, and it may see you starting to weigh up not being single anymore and getting into a long-term relationship, and that's why you've come to a point now where you're sick and tired of playing the field, you're sick and tired of being single. Cancers don't mind being single, but they prefer to be in a relationship, and that's where the eight of Pentacles come in, and the Knight of Pentacles. You want to work on establishing something long term, okay, like getting into a relationship rather than being single. So it sees particularly the Cancer man, because it's a man in the card, it can be the woman, weighing up where, you know, moving on from being single into a relationship, okay? And out of the three people or the three prospects you've got, there's one who is kind of singing to you, who you're thinking, no, this person's got something a little bit more than these other two have got. Okay, for the Cancer woman, this is definitely a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo man. Now, bearing in mind, a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo man is your perfect match. Okay, they are, because they're earth and you're water. It's almost like you know, what does earth and water do? Okay, it mingles together perfectly, and I'm seeing that you know, if this guy's in your life, he's the type who is willing to, you know, work with you, okay, work with your emotions. He's very stable, he grounds you emotionally, okay? This can be a Cancer man as well, but again, because these are men in the cards, I see that being more the Cancer man is wanting to work on a partnership, okay? He's maybe wanting to offer love to somebody, okay, with the Page of Pentacles in there, okay? He's wanting to offer something, okay? And it's in its initial stages, but he just feels there's something about this person. You know, you can see that, you know, the Cancer man's a hot property at the normal times, which means right now, if he's single, he's definitely got at least three options in love. But it sees him, there's someone who he's like, but she has got, you know, that little something more, and it sees him wanting to basically work on that, okay? This woman is so like I said, for the Cancer woman, it's going to be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn man, most definitely. If not, it's going to be a very stable, grounded, you know, hard working guy, okay, who you respect a great deal, okay? And it's going to see you telling them the truth. I think this month it's going to see you deciding to communicate your feelings to this guy. We know Cancers have a hard time with that, but it's going to come to a point where you're going to be like, no, I want this guy and I'm telling him how I feel. And you're going to put yourself out there, Cancer. And for the Cancer women, please do, okay? Because, you know, sometimes we get cards, but these are being very clear about if you've got a man of that sign in your life and he's willing to work with you, then yeah, you should definitely communicate how you're feeling in relation to him. And be honest as well, Cancer. Don't hold back. Be honest. Okay, if you love the guy, tell him you love him. Okay, for the Cancer man, again, I'm seeing this because this is a man, and again, yeah, it would appear that Cancer men are quite hot property if they're single, okay, even if they're dating, they're the kind of man who, you know, if you always, which Cancer men always tend to, because women draw to Cancer men because they have that, you know, they know how to work a woman, let's just say that, in a lot of ways. They've got a lot of charm, okay, and they know how to play the field and get what they want, okay. Only intelligent, wise women like me know this. You know, they think they're playing, yeah, but they're not. But no, they are. They've got a lot to offer, Cancer men, so they attract a lot of prospects in terms of love. But it's saying that for the Cancer man this month, if you're single, you've got at least three, okay, three key people who you're looking at and you're thinking, yeah, she's nice, yeah, she's got. But again, the guy has got hold of one wand, which means it could be that you're in a relationship. For those in a relationship, for the ones who don't want to work on the partnership, and it could see that you want to leave that relationship because you've got at least another two options, and that's what this is. You're weighing up which one you're going to cut out and which one you're going to give your self to, basically, okay. But it could be that, yeah, some Cancers are turning their back on a relationship this month and deciding to go for somebody else because somebody new's come across the horizon and the relationship they're in is not working. It could be that could be for the Cancer woman or man, and it could be in relation to a Aries, Sagittarius or Leo in particular. Okay, so for the Cancer man, he's going to meet the Queen of Swords, maybe, or the Star. Okay, so this can be the Queen of Swords will be a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius woman. Okay, very, again, the Ace of Swords in there. Okay, I can see this being that maybe you feel quite influenced by this woman. Okay, and for the Cancer woman, it could be again that you've been with a fire sign, because again, the one who was saying at the beginning, the fire sign man. Okay, you've got two cards here. It could be he's weighing his options up whether to stay with you or leave. Okay, and this could be because of a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius woman. Okay, maybe he is wanting to leave the relationship to go and be with this woman or something along those lines. The Ace of Swords, though, is you feel like for the Cancer man, you want to communicate some truth. There's something you want to say to this woman and you've been holding back. And I'm seeing that, you know, it can be that you feel like you don't know how to approach her, is what I'm seeing, because the Queen of Swords can be quite for a Cancer man, she can be quite intimidating, but you feel like that's it now. February we'll see you putting it out there and saying, look, this is it, this is you know, what I feel about you and stuff like that. You know, again, it could be you know, for some Cancer men, they sever the relationship with this Queen of Swords if it's you who's already in a relationship with this woman and another two prospects have come along. It could be a Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus woman, and it may be that you want to completely get rid of this relationship you've got with this woman, and that's what that is. Okay, and you tell her the truth. I no longer feel anything for you, I don't want to be with you, and that's that. For the single Cancer man, though, I'm seeing that this is being the woman that you want to be with and that you want to tell her the truth, okay, some truth. And you know, again, the reef on the cards is all about offerings of sorts. So you want to say, you know, do you want to give it a go? You're ready to no longer be single and you're ready to give a offer of love. And again, this is you and you're willing to put in the time and the effort to make this partnership work. And the reason that is because the Star is this. You see it as obviously you can see that she's got fair hair and a bit of a fuller figure, and therefore she's quite spiritual, quite deep, not the same as these other women that are around you. Okay, and with this being a fire card, this can be that, you know, it could be the Cancer woman. Again, you know, this Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus man is really attracted to you because not only are you balanced and logical and fair and a good counsellor, but you're also very, very, you know, beautiful, spiritual, and basically if you put these two cards together, it's almost like getting the perfect woman. You've got someone who's spiritual, you know, very enlightened, you know, all of that, and then you've got someone who's very rational and, you know, fair and logical. And, you know, that's, again, that's what I think the impression you're going to be making this month in terms of your prospects in love. Okay? But that's it. But yeah, the Cancer man will be, I think, you know, that there's another two prospects you need to turn your back on. to have this woman. And maybe it's that this woman is tired of waiting. Okay, with the Ace of Swords, again, it could be that, you know, it could be her hand, she's forcing her hand, and she's like, okay, what's happening here, you know, is this, and the Queen of Swords, you know, and again, you can see because she's ready to retreat, you can see she's holding her hand on out on one hand, and then there's a hand out here, and it's almost saying, you know, she's ready to retreat if she doesn't start seeing that, you know, you're serious, or maybe you feel she'll start to retreat, and you'll start to think to yourself, no, before I lose this woman, I really want to tell her. Okay, so it could be that. Okay, in terms of your emotions, all these cards just wanted to come out, which is funny. The Knight of Cups, an offer of love. Again, it's a Cancer card, so this would see a Cancer man or woman offering, pledging the love to the person that they really want to be with. Okay, I can see Cancer woman really being besotted with a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus man. I can see some of yous trying to get the affections of a fire sign man, but again, this guy is, you can see with the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands and the Three of Wands, this guy's hot property, and therefore you may offer, but you know, you'll want the truth. You may not get the answer you want, but again, you're ready to put yourself out there, so you're ready to say, look, wait, you know, is there a chance? Go for it, you know, at the end of the day, if they can only say no, you know, you're not going to die or anything if they say no. I know for Cancers, they hate rejection, but you've got to be willing to put yourself out there. You've got to be willing to take risks in love, because if you don't take risks in love, then it's not really love, you know. And if this person doesn't reciprocate, well, then they lose out, don't they, really? But if he's a player, which most fire signs tend to be fair, then he's probably not ready to settle down anyway, and that's why it's important you find out whether he's in it or not. It could be, you know, that he's been dating you, but he's been dating these other 3 people as well, or maybe even more than 3 people. And now this month you want to know the truth, and you that's what you're doing. You're out there offering your love and your loyalty, and saying, you know, what is it? What, like, you know, is there a shot for me? You know, I'm willing to put myself out there and see what they say. For the Cancer man, again, it's offering, and what's odd about this as well is he's walking towards this. So I'm seeing a past friendship, okay, or a friendship turning into a love connection. I'm seeing that you've come to a point where maybe there's a friend, or there's somebody, it could be, you know, someone from the past or anything, but there's a connection you feel, and for some reason emotionally you feel like this is becoming more than just a friendship, and you want to try and see where it's going to go, okay? Because again, with the Three of Pentacles and the relationship bit of the reading, that's what it's suggesting. You've come to a point where you realise that this friendship, and again, this could be the Gemini, it could be the Empress as well. The Empress is associated to Leo, okay? So it's the Leo woman, so it could be, again, that, you know, and that's what your options could be. Your options could be a Gemini and a Leo woman, okay? And it sees you weighing up, okay, and you getting serious about which one it is that you're going to choose, okay? And yeah, but it's almost pointing to go with the one who you feel has got the most to offer you, okay? The Empress has got beauty and she's got all of that, but I think the other woman has got, you know, it could be the same woman. You know, all of it could be the same woman. It could be because, again, these 2 cards together would make up the Empress. You know, both full of figured, both, you know, she's intelligent, she's wise, she's spiritual, you know, she's sexy and appealing, the stars naked, so it could be that. But it could be that that's who your choices are between, a fire sign and an air sign woman, and one of them is a friend, okay? One of them is you feel a deep, this is one of the best cards to get in terms of connection, and it's a deep connection to somebody, and this month will see you coming to a point where you've made your choice. The Three of Wands is all about he's made his choice now, or she's made a choice. Again, it could be for the Cancer woman, that, you know, you get an offer of love that comes back from the past, and it was a relationship that you was in the past, or it might even be a friendship that you've overlooked, and this person's come back because he really thinks you're appealing, and, you know, you've got so much to offer. Okay, so love is very eventful to say the least. Okay, in relation to your health, Okay, in relation to your health, you got the Ten of Wands. Okay, so health can see you feeling a little bit burdened. Okay, maybe you're overworked and maybe you need to focus on looking after your health, Cancer, because it's really, really important. You're feeling tired, you know, a little bit lethargic. You know, make sure you're focusing on what you're eating. You're running around, you're busy all the time. I think, again, you know, because you're making so many decisions, it's burning you out. But be careful, because this is going to start affecting your health. Okay, so please, you know, it could be you're overworking yourself completely, okay, and you're not paying attention to your health, and this could lead to some issues in terms of your health. So do be careful with that, okay? Um, okay, I didn't pull a spiritual advice card. Okay, so spiritual advice for you guys is justice reversed. Okay, it means you're not willing to weigh things up. Okay, you're not really looking at things from a balanced perspective spiritually. Okay, it may be that, you know, someone says, I believe in God, and you go, God's not real. Okay, and like that kind of thing. Okay, at the end of the day, you don't know if he's real or not. So the justice card says, be balanced, weigh things up. Okay, look at your options, look at what spirituality has got to offer you. Do not be narrow minded. We spin on a ball in space. If that's normal to you, then, you know, who says that, you know, maybe God isn't real, but maybe he is. Maybe you know, this works, maybe it doesn't, who knows. But they're saying, you know, be open minded. Libras are very open minded, but reversed, it means you're being closed minded. You kind of believing that, you know, what you see is the be all and end all, and spiritually you need to be ready to, you know, weigh things up. I think it's because you're looking at things from such a rational perspective, but they're saying don't cut it out altogether, because, you know, especially being a water sign, spirituality has a lot to offer you. Okay, but you know, it can be spiritually you feel out of balance. Okay, it could be that you don't feel like you have support from higher forces and stuff like that because of the things you've been through, but you're missing the point that the divine is doing this for a reason. The divine will never give to anyone what they can't handle, and that's the point they're making, that, you know, you need to weigh things up in terms of they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it to help you, Cancer. Okay, in terms of the advice the angels want to send to you this month, it's new love. Okay, so a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay, so again, I'm seeing, you know, it could be that for the Cancer man or the Cancer woman, that particularly the Cancer woman, a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus man comes into your life this month, and is willing to, you know, it is Valentine's month. Okay, and is willing to offer you a long-term commitment. Okay, a partnership that you truly, truly want, and to be willing to work on it. Okay, and grab it with both hands. Okay, Cancer, because, you know, and if it means having to convey your feelings and say your feelings on the spot right then and there, so you can get this relationship you've always wanted, go for it. Okay, but another one is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Okay, so again, it could be that, you know, you convey your feelings. Okay, if you're the Cancer woman or the Cancer man, you may convey your feelings to this friend. You might go back to an ex. That's a possibility. You might decide that you want to go back to an ex and try again. But again, I don't see that being, you know, it's a possibility, but with the worth waiting for and with the new love, it's almost saying that this is it's a new time. Okay, especially with the Ace of Swords as well, because it's cutting away. But it can be for some Cancers that they actually do decide to go back and give it another try and see what happens. You know, just make sure you do it differently this time. Make sure you own your own shit. Make sure you don't. You know, it takes two to tango. It takes two to argue. But again, I'm seeing brand new possibilities. You know, and can seeing Cancer ready to really work on being in, you know, you might have been in a relationship, but actually being in a relationship that is give and take, actually being in a relationship that is, you know, balanced and fair. Okay, this partner is going to be very, very balanced and very, very fair, and then they're also going to show you the other side of love and life, which is being, you know, spiritual and deep and all of that. It's almost like a perfect connection with the two combinations together. Okay, and, you know, it might see that some of you need to walk away from something to actually be in that, but it means you're having to find peace with your past first. Okay, Cancer, but it's a good month for you. It's a good month. It's a lot of endings. Okay, it's seeing things ending. But that's what I'm saying with the Justice card reversed. It's almost sending you the message: stop thinking the universe is against you. They're actually supporting you, so you can get rid of the dickheads and you can get rid of the deadwood, and you can actually have an absolute solid relationship in your life. And no matter what you say, that is what Cancer really deep down, that is what they want. They want somebody who will love them for them and accept them for them. And that's what this, I'm seeing definitely, an air sign around, especially with the Ace of Swords as well, an air sign around the Cancer man or woman actually. And then and if the person fine who's breaking into your relationship could be of this sign, it could be a Pisces, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius woman, okay? Or a very spiritually deep woman, okay? So she could be, for the ones who are after the fire sign, the one who's your biggest challenge and you might not win out. But hey, you need to put yourself out there regardless, okay? But it's a great month. It's just a month of whichever Cancer you are. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be many who are going to be dealing with some form of this situation. There's offers of love coming in, especially with the Page and the Knight of Pentacles there. Okay, and it's almost like you're willing to start working on crafting and building a relationship of substance, okay? But it may take you having to defend your territory, okay? It may be some Cancers really have to defend the relationship this month. And again, for the Cancer man, it could be that he feels like he needs to convey what his true feelings are for this woman, because he may feel that she's got other prospects, and therefore he really wants to let her know. But again, what he'll be saying is, this is where I'm at, but I need time to work on it. I'm willing to build on it, but it's going to take time. And all great things take time, okay? So even if it does take time, and if this woman or this man, for the Cancer woman, and anything, if it's for the Cancer woman, then this guy's going to be like that anyway, because he takes his time. But the boss thing about that is, you both take your time. The Knight of Pentacles is an air sign too. He does things steadily and slowly, and you're a water sign, so you do it exactly the same, okay? But rewatch, and whatever points for you, then look at it. But you're seeing friendships from the past coming back, chances for love relationships with friends, chance to heal the past with an ex for some people if they really really want to, the chance to work on a long-term established commitment. You'll see some Cancers weighing up whether they want to stay in the relationship they're in or leave it for somebody else. They could have as many as 2 prospects, they could have as many as 7. Use our high maintenance. But the one that is the angels are saying is, whatever this one is, it's the new love, and that's the one that's worth waiting for. And in other words, what they mean by worth waiting for is the one that's worth building on. Okay, Cancer, so it's going to be a great month. Career wise, maybe it's time to start telling them what you're worth, and if they don't accept it, then walk away. Okay, it's time to be, I'm seeing this being, you could set up your own business or something like that. But the Ace of Swords just sends you the message to really, grab life by the balls this month and really go after what you want, okay? And if you feel something for someone, tell them, okay? If you're dating somebody and they're dating other people and you want to make that person yours, particularly if you're a Cancer woman, then do it, okay? Because it's better to regret what we did do than what we didn't do. And what can they do? Say no. Big deal. Okay, enjoy your month, and I will see you in March.